something that has major implications on the future of my state and many rural states just like yours, Mr. President, in your rural areas. And that is reliable broadband connections and the implementation of service in our unserved and underserved areas. Internet connection is something that we often take for granted. Certainly in the DC area we do, especially in our cities and our urban communities. It's a mainstay of so many facets of our life. So just think about it. We rely on internet connection for our communication with our family and friends, our emergency services, obtaining information. Oh boy, I've already been done that about 5 times today, getting some additional information. Banking, conducting business, and as we experienced firsthand during the pandemic, essential aspects of our workforce participation, the education of our children, and I'd add in healthcare here. Even as we transition back to in-person work and school post-pandemic, these capabilities are so essential and greatly beneficial. In West Virginia, our state is the only state entirely encompassed by Appalachia, and we're recognized across the world for our mountainous terrain. So we love our mountains in West Virginia. Our topography in West Virginia has dealt us a challenging hand when it comes to adopting needed advancements to connect people to the internet. So we know one thing, it's expensive and it's a lot easier said than done. But this lack of broadband connectivity and reliability is one of the biggest concerns that I hear every time I travel in the States. That's because our homes, our schools, our hospitals, our health clinics, our churches, our businesses, if they lack the appropriate level of connectivity or lack it entirely, you're behind. You're behind. You're not participating, you can't get the help that you need, you can't communicate the way you want to, and in a lot of cases, you're not going to live in a place that doesn't have connectivity. So this is something that must change and something that I'm committed to changing. So one of my first initiatives as United States Senator was launching my Capito Connect plan to help bridge this digital divide that we see in the country. The plan served as a roadmap for bringing affordable, high-speed internet connection and access to our homes, our businesses, and our classrooms throughout the state. Since launching this initiative, we've made a lot of progress. We have, connecting our communities in our state. We've had a lot of conversations, and really we've kind of bridged a lot of what we thought would be the impossible. We've expanded cellular service in Paw Paw, a very remote area, in Lincoln County, a very rural area, by initiating searches for providers. We've secured millions of dollars in broadband funding, investments through the USDA programs. And we've hosted multiple visits with our FCC officials to bring attention to our state's broadband needs. Increasing rural broadband has been something that is, increasing rural broadband funding has been a focus of the Appalachian Regional Commission. I've also supported major broadband builds like Zayo's announcement to construct a fiber optic network right through the north central part of our state.
Hello, friends. I have big news to share with you this Sunday. The Biden administration is announcing a brand new plan that will allocate billions of dollars towards new projects. President Biden is expected to take executive action on climate change, but some say that this could mean higher gas prices for drivers once again. But many say that this could mean higher gas prices for American drivers. My dear friends, please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video for the complete details. Also, to say thank you for being here every day and for being part of this community. I will be announcing several winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. My dearest friends, if you'd like to enter these weekly giveaways, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Now, President Biden will highlight climate commitments and announced new federal funding for climate resilience projects during a 3-day trip to the San Francisco Bay Area. Biden's trip builds on several campaign-related stops over the past week, at which he outlined key planks for his re-election bid. Biden heavily worked with climate and environmental justice groups during his 2020 campaign and has made combating climate change central to his governing agenda. The Biden administration has made several announcements over the past few months regarding environmental justice initiatives and aggressive new rules to regulate planet-warming pollution from natural gas power plants. Some environmental groups and activists have expressed frustration over the Biden administration's approval of a major Alaska oil project early this year, and more recently over the White House pushing for the Mountain Valley Pipeline to be included in the debt ceiling package. This week, Biden will tour coastal wetland areas and discuss actions his administration has taken to alleviate the climate crisis and protect the environment. The U.S. president will also announce that the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is launching a $575 million climate resilience regional challenge. This will help coastal and Great Lakes communities become more resilient to extreme weather and other impacts of climate crisis. Biden issued an executive order prioritizing environmental justice, establishing the new Office of Environmental Justice within the White House Council on Environmental Quality. The funding to be announced will support building natural infrastructure, protecting public access to coastal natural resources, and other measures aimed at protecting communities from storm surges, flooding, and rising sea levels. Also, Biden will announce that he expects to host a White House summit on building climate-resilient communities later this year. Saudi Arabia will reduce how much oil it sends to the global economy. The country is taking a step to prop up the decreasing price of crude. This comes after 2 previous cuts to supply by major producing countries in the OPEC Plus alliance. Saudi Arabia will cut 1 million barrels per day and will start in July. It comes as the other OPEC Plus producers agreed in a meeting to extend earlier production cuts through next year. The Saudi energy minister said at a news conference that the cut would be extended and that the group will do whatever is necessary to bring stability to this market. The new cut would likely push up oil prices in the short term, but the impact after that would depend on whether Saudi Arabia decides to extend it. The slump in oil prices has helped U.S. drivers fill their gas tanks more cheaply and gave consumers worldwide some relief from inflation. Saudi Arabia is a dominant producer in the OPEC oil group. It was one of several members that agreed on a surprise cut of 1.6 million barrels per day in April. The country's share was 500,000. That followed OPEC Plus announcing in October that it would slash 2 million barrels per day, angering President Biden by threatening higher gasoline prices a month before the midterm elections. All told, OPEC Plus has now dropped production on paper by 4.6 million barrels a day. But some countries cannot produce their quotas, so the actual reduction is around 3.5 million barrels per day, or over 3% of global supply. The previous cuts gave little lasting boost to oil prices. Brent crude prices climbed as high as $87 per barrel, but has been below $75 per barrel in recent days. That has greatly helped U.S. drivers kicking off the summer travel season, with prices at the pump averaging $3.55 per gallon, which is down $1.02 from 1 year ago. The United States recently announced oil purchases to replenish its strategic petroleum reserve. So this is an indicator that U.S. officials may be less worried about OPEC cuts than in past months. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this weekend. Thank you so much, friends, for being here and for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing several winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.